let's get into it. What do I see? Well, I got to get into a smaller time frame and break it down for you. Let's take a look at the 15-minute inverted head and shoulder there. Can that hold us down? Shoulder, head, shoulder, inverted head and shoulder. Do we see bullish divergence? Kind of have a swing up to swing up here. That's an uptrend. That's a severe downtrend. Sharp bullish divvy right there for sure. Okay. Okay. Can we break back up into the pattern? Measured move of the inverted head and shoulder would bring us back up here to 63,500. It's a little loud for me. Okay, so there's the measured move for Bitcoin. Up to $63,458. If it can break its way up out of this, so far it is above this support region here and bouncing. Has resistance right here at 61,500. So all eyes on that. If we can't break above 61,500, we are bearish. Okay? I said we were bearish. It's easy. You take trading very simply. Either you're above a support region or you're not. Okay? Look at this. Bounce, bounce, bounce. And then that's where you, if that's previous support, that will become new resistance. We got resistance there and done. I said we have to get above this. I'd like to get a candle close above 66,000. If we couldn't get that, we're bearish. Even if we got here, 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 it doesn't matter. Even if we got to there, nothing matters. Now, a lot of people are telling us we have a double top for Bitcoin. Okay, we're going to go over the ideas. We're going to show you a few different scenarios for BTC. I'm also going to talk about how there is never a case where we usually blast through the all-time high for any coin at any point. We're also going to go back to 20K. We're going to show you what happened the last time we tried to break through 20K. We're going to break that down for you too, so you can get an idea of what happens when we go through a significant all-time high. So just want you guys to rest assured, we're going to break it down today. We're going to spend a little extra time on Bitcoin than we normally do, and you can understand why. So take a deep breath, sit back, relax. We're going to get through exactly the do's and don'ts, where we're going, what could be happening, and that's why I said do not trade an alt or Bitcoin until you watch this video. We're going to break down so many different scenarios. We're going to break down the weekly, the 1 hour. This is a clinic we are about to run on Bitcoin. So get ready, get a notepad if you want, record the screen if you have to, because you just might want to come back to this at another time. We're going to start with the 15-minute where the story begins. Okay, the story begins in the small time frames. That's a baby step. A baby is small. A baby lives for a few minutes. The baby is on the minute time frame. But eventually, as a man, you live on the daily and the weekly. And eventually, when you're an old man, you live on the monthly, right? You become so old. You've seen so many months. So look at life like this. So we start our life cycle here with Bitcoin today on the 15-minute chart. Okay? Momentum is up to the upside. We haven't crossed the line yet. 15-minute could spurt, and we could break back up here. All eyes if the 15-minute can break to the upside. So we're looking at this. And unlikely, we are high, but I'm getting a flip here, and I'm going by the pattern. Inverted head and shoulder. Can you break us to the upside? So we're watching that closely. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Really sad. This is one of the saddest things I've ever seen. Because, you know, why? And people say, why did he say that? Well, because my whole system is based on a key concept. And it's based on how the price moves with the stochastics RSI. And we dropped and dropped and dropped. And you can see this is the worst thing that you can see. It's the best thing you can see in the opposite, but it's really the worst thing you can see when the stochastics RSI go to the upside, but the price goes to the downside. It's usually a bearish sign. You see what I'm saying? Because we needed the... Look at all the other times that the stochastic, and you can point this out. Look, stochastics was low, we went up, we got a nice push. We came down, we went up again, we got a nice push. And even if we didn't get a nice push, we at least got a push, a push, a push. This will be one of the first times that the stochastics did reset, and we we got a push, but it was very small. We didn't even break above that high that we need to get above. We're below moving averages now on the 1 hour. We got to fight through those as resistance. Some bearishness right now. We're kind of in one of these here when we were below the 21. Once you get below the 21, we got to fight through these problems, these pains. The only good thing here is it is a cup and handle. It's clearly a cup and handle. But we got to get through the 1 hour now, and the 1 hour could dump on us pretty nastily. So the good thing is the 1 hour was a falling wedge that broke to the upside, right? So we did break up here, but we're kind of sideways now. So, and we're overbought on the 15 minute, even though they said there could be that push up. So basically all eyes on that inverted 15 minute. And honestly, if we can't get above 61,500 in the next few hours, we're in trouble. We're in trouble for some more downside. Definitely, because it is what it is. The momentum's not there. And if the momentum's not going to come from the upside, it means the Bears are going to be able to pull us down. So let's take a look at the measured move for the Bears. If they win this battle, we break back into the pattern and then dump again. And we're looking at about $56,000 for Bitcoin. Okay? $56,000 Bitcoin. We'll take a look at the 4 hour. Only good thing about the 4 hour is we finally got oversold. Okay? We came down and look, I mean, and I heeded caution. Remember, when the 4 hour is high, when the 4 hour is high, that's it. That's it. Look, every time back tested. It's pretty obvious. Look at this. Stochastics on the 4 hour. Sorry, I don't know how that happened. So much. Actually, stochastics on the 4 hour are high right here. What happened? Price would dump on you. Stochastics were high on the 4 hour. Price would dump on you. High on the 4 hour. Price would dump on you. High on the 4 hour. Price would dump on you. And high on the 4 hour, what happened? Price would what? Dump on you. So you can clearly see the 4 hour is a strong, strong trade. Even yesterday when I traded a bullish trade, you hear me say, hey, the 4 hour is high. I'm just trying to scalp this 1 hour. I try, and we got it. Look, we got the trade. This is the trade I went after yesterday, was right here. Low, I said the 1 hour is low. Said I'm going to have to long this. The 1 hour was low. Or I guess maybe in the morning it ended, and bam. And we hit the measured move, which is just the length of the pole. Bam. You see that? And then we went sideways again. And I said, no good, because we're forming a flag. And I told everyone, watch the flag when we're high. I said, if we stay in the flag and we get down here on the stochastics, we're bullish. I said, if we don't, then it's highly likely we dump. And so I have a beautiful way so I wouldn't get into trade once we started, because look, I only get into trades when we're low on the stochastics. Low on the stochastics, right? That's the only time. Look, we traded this bullish divergence. Bam. Remember? If you guys remember, this was a falling wedge. We nailed it. 68% of the time with the bullish divergence. We hit the breakout with the low stochastics. Bam. Then we flagged out. We hit the breakout with the low stochastics. Then I do the same thing over and over again. Check it out. It's pretty awesome. Every time I get a spurt up on the 1 hour, once I get a spurt up, I begin to be like, all right, we're going to probably make a bit of a flag or something here. And then we're going to break to the upside. And then I, hit my replay button, see how it flows. Bam. And once I go down, once I go down, trade's over. So the first trade is to the upside here. Once we get up here, this is the flag. I would have fixed the flag and then only got in when it's low. Played the measured move, which was a smaller flag here. You hit your measured move on the 1 hour, you get out there, or if you got lucky enough to hang out, I probably wouldn't have, but there. And then when you're high, you get out, right? You only get in when you're low again. And the second we get high, the second we hit that high level. So you probably don't understand, but if you become one of my students, it's like a foolproof way of either how to get into a trade that's highly likely to play out, or how to avoid a trade that's probably going to dump on you, right? And we didn't make these trades. Why? Because we were high on the 1 hour, and I don't enter high on the 1 hour trades. You see what I'm saying? I have to be low on the stochastic, so I can't get in. It's just a rule I made for myself. So if it's not low, I don't get into the trade, right? So I was waiting for this to keep doing its thing, hit my alert on the low, which I had, and then I would enter. Now it dumped completely out of the pattern. Horrible, right? So, bam. So I still got the cup and handle drawn. We'll get back to that in a second. We're going to look at some really significant support and resistance lines now on the weekly time frame. The bigger the time frame, the better. You want to really take a look at what's happening. And that's a bearish engulfing candle. All right. Some say it's a double top. It is. It could be. It could be. Anything is possible. However, look at the 2-week chart. It's got momentum. A lot of momentum. And look at the last time the 2-week was here. That was a beautiful bull run. And we're not done yet with the 2-week. It's just getting a bullish cross. So people got to respect that idea, right? However, we do have, look, falling volume with rising price tells us we will have a pullback. I'm telling you, like it's showing you. But the monthly too wants to rip. 3-month, you got nothing. Monthly wants to rip to the upside. Look at the last time the monthly wanted to rip. Bam. So, you know, looking at the biggest time frames you can, the 2-week, the monthly looks pretty good to me. The 3-day was high. It has to come on down. But soon the 3-day is going to be ready to rock again. So that 3-day, that also, I remember seeing the 3-day was high. And look, I mean, this is a beautiful thing. Like, 3-day was high. We came down. 3-day was high. We came up a little bit where eventually we kind of come. But look, it's going to touch that one and we're done. So look, 56K is literally the low I see happening. Like that, I don't see us getting any lower than that. Maybe a little lower to this support. So really, these are the strong regions of support and resistance here. So we got strong support right here on the weekly time frame. Let's take a look here. So there's our top, basically 69K. Of course, 69, right? $69,000. All right. Here's a channel we're in. Rising wedge. 68% chance of a break to the downside. Possible. It will stay in the pattern until it doesn't. That's just how I am as a trader. So up, down, up, come on down. Never really goes straight down, usually kind of sideways. So we're looking at this support region here. 58,000. Remember, this is the 3-day chart. Very strong chart. So there's strong support on the 3-day at 57,008. So let's look at the levels to watch here for Bitcoin. And see, I told you we're going to look at multiple things. Probably going to blow your mind. If you're a newbie, you're like, but how did he draw a cup and handle on the 4-hour? But now he's drawing a rising wedge on this, and now he's doing that. And I understand. But bear with us. Eventually, you're going to get up to caliber, get up to speed. But I can't downplay what we do here, right? So 69,200. I think it was 69. These aren't perfectly on line on the dot, but they'll get you there. 58,400 was our bottom bounce right there the last few days, right? We went pretty close to it here. We worked very close, bit of almost a double bottom on the 3-day. But that's a strong level to watch at 58K. And then it's 55,000. Okay. And then really the level of last resort before more of a major drop is 49,000. And then there's like a little hammock catch here at 45. And then we're looking at 40,009. And then, at 29. And then, the rest is history and it's a bear market, right? So are we in a bear market? Do I believe so? I mean, based off the 2-week chart, which is a pretty strong chart, suggests that we still have momentum. The next 2 weeks, this will only see what happens in the next 2 weeks. It won't really care about the minutia of the daily in and out. So the 2-week chart suggests that we keep it rocking. It also has swing up to swing up. All right, it had swing down to swing down. Tell you that the trend will continue to the upside. One thing I do see, though, there is bearish divvy. Swing up to swing up. So far, it could be unconfirmed if we come up again. but there's a bit of bearish divergence there. So, I mean, there's a chance that we did top and we go all the way to 10K. Like, there's a possibility. I hate to say that. Like, and I know people don't like hearing that and they get really pissed. But I'm just being dead honest. Like, this is just what it is. You have to admit to yourself that the market maker could do anything at any time. And you never know. You take what you can get. You're not a market maker. I'm not a billionaire. I have to admit that I can't move the market the way they can. I am a soldier fighting a tank. You know what I'm saying? I know how to get in and get out. So check it out. Nothing but a flag here on the 4-hour time frame. Nothing but a flag. Ain't nothing really. Ain't nothing at all. It's too much right for me right there. Okay. All right, so check it out. So Bitcoin. We took a look at that weekly big boy chart, right? And I gave you the levels to, these are the levels to watch, really. Like, this is it. We stay above 58,000. We have nothing to worry about. Literally, nothing. Okay? One thing I do have to point out is usually before our next rally, we're going to have to come back to the 618 and touch possibly the golden pocket. So I'm going to take this impulse here to the rally we had, and you can see that's going to be, the golden pocket's going to sit us at $49,000. Another thing is this usually makes a falling wedge, and I pray I'm wrong, but the sad thing is my system is usually right, and this is what it says, that the price will have to come play with the 21 moving average. All right, I was hoping we were going to push more up to that yesterday, and then when this happened, we would come down and bounce off 60K. However, now the low could be 52, anywhere in these regions here, and possibly to the 618 golden pocket or the 706, the 48,000. So we could see a nice pullback. The beautiful thing about this pullback, if we get a pullback like this, to me, it says one of two things. One, yes, we could be entering a bear market. Okay, that's a possibility. You have to know that. Like, you have to believe. Do I believe that? I'm more stretched to the idea that it's not, but I don't know. I keep myself open-minded. Every single time I tell myself, I know we're going to go somewhere. Oh, no, Michael Saylor's buying it. Oh, no, the banks. Oh, no, it's different this time. The market is always right, and I end up being wrong. So I'd rather tell myself, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to Bitcoin. I don't. I do believe in the next 10 years it'll be well over $1 million, like $5 million. Like, it's going to continue to appreciate in the long run. So I do, and I don't say I know. I mean, I guess I say I know, but like in my mind, that's what I believe. Whether you believe that or not, it's up to you. You know, I went all in a long time ago and it's paid off. So, you know, I really don't, I've already kind of won my battle with Bitcoin. I don't really need to point it out anymore. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm not working for someone else anymore. So it's pretty obvious that I won my battle. But at the same time, right? At the same time, I understand that it's an unpredictable market and they'll manipulate it the best they can, and the whales will do whatever they have to do. So I want you to understand that too. And this is a long haul. Anyone that's been in Bitcoin for 4 years is up. Remember that. There's a very small amount of people who bought these top areas here and that are down. The majority of anyone who's ever been in Bitcoin, which is from here all the way up to these moments, anyone who ever bought Bitcoin in these zones is up on their purchase in BTC. So, yeah. And honestly, even if you're down, if you bought some Bitcoin at 68,000, you own Bitcoin. I'm telling you right now, it's better than owning anything else in the world. Like, you have one of the greatest assets in your possession now. Be happy. Don't worry about the minutia of the US dollar value, because that is really a manipulated number that doesn't really exist. Know that you have the scarcest asset in the world that most people would wish they had a piece of. Most people don't have the BALZs to buy not 0.01 of it. The majority of the world is afraid to buy a piece of Bitcoin. They just don't have the gall. They're like, oh, but I want it, but it's, you know, they don't want to, it's like they know they need it, but they don't want to help themselves, you know? Not financial advice. Do whatever makes you happy. I did what made me happy. I did my research, though, and I researched currency throughout the world. Gold, silver, all the different currencies that have ever been made have failed. That's why it's called currency. It's only current. When the water goes by you, they call it the current of the water because you see it and then it's gone. Poof, it's the current, right? It's only there for so long. And I made that up, but I think it's real, and it makes sense. It makes sense to me, so it probably makes sense to you. So that's why they call it currency. Okay? Bitcoin is not currency. Okay? This is a bearish engulfing candle on the weekly. You can put both these weekly candles. It's so crazy. In one day, we could eat through what we did in 2 weeks of like. That's what's so depressing about Bitcoin sometimes. Look, you go up for 2 weeks, it eats it away in 1 week. You know, less than a week, really. I mean, this candle closes in 5 days. And in 2 days, it ate through the gains we made in basically almost 3 weeks. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. It hurts, you know, when you're building a portfolio. It's not easy, and I understand that. King Bitcoin, always playing games, right? So look, the daily, extremely oversold again. Got oversold. We got a little pump. It turned on us halfway through. It gave us nothing, and we got demolished. We hit, you know, that all-time high, and that was it. Let's go back to the last time, the last 2 times, okay? We hit like an all-time high, all right? And let's go over what happened, all right? So we can kind of all feel a little more comfortable of what's happening now. So look, Bitcoin hit an all-time high of 15,000. Oh, not 15, right? It previous hit its all-time high here, right? Let's see right here. Here was its all-time high, 19,873, right there. See this wick right there? So here it is. So Bitcoin hits a beautiful high, comes down, has a bear market, does its thing, right? Rips up to the next all-time high, which where we are right now, we ripped up to the previous all-time high. You could say that last movement that we've had, kind of the last 6 months, we had a mini bear market. We really did. All throughout the summer, it was crazy. It wasn't easy. Like we toughed it out, and there was a lot of money to be made because the prices were so low. And if you stuck through it, you really, really got paid. Like even after all this carnage, it really doesn't bother you none. Like we're still at 60K. I mean, we're playing in the 60s, which is like such a privilege. So anyway, we hit the previous high, or we get very close to it. We don't almost hit it. We get very close, okay, to 19,005. And let's take a look what happens. I mean, we take a nasty pullback. Nasty. A 15% pullback for Bitcoin, all right? Then we pump up to the all-time high again. And what happens? We take a nasty pullback. On the daily, remember, too. So I just want to see the percentages of these pullbacks. So 13% and 16% pullbacks for Bitcoin, right? And 2 times in a row before it could fly. And then once it went through hard. And it gained a nice, let's see. From the surge, it gained a 21% gain. So if we did that, 69,000, right? That's 70K. 1/5 of that is about 5, and then 7, 2 to 5 is 14, right? So $14,000 move for BTC from 69 to 84K, which would be a boom, right? So let's take a look at where we're at now. Again, look, we hit an all-time high here at 42K. Amazing. We came down. We came to try to hit it again. And what would happen? We would dump. What would happen here? All-time high, we would hit a low. 22%, right? Then we would try to get to the all-time high, not hit it again, and bounce again. 27%. Before we would then surge past that all-time high and rip. So, as you can see, Bitcoin doesn't, and no coin does it. It's very rare for a coin to blast through its all-time highs, right? So then, look, it hits a new all-time high here. And now let's reassess the situation as if we looked at it before, with an okay, you know, just kind of a more open-minded idea. So look, we hit the all-time high, retracement of how much? 13%, right? And then here we have another one, and so far 14. It could go 20. Remember, 22. That's putting us back in that $53,000, $52,000 region, like somewhere in this area. So it won't be uncanny. It won't be insane. It won't be like, oh, it's never happened. It won't be the most ridiculous thing we've ever seen. All right. Now, it is scary. It hurts. It's emotional. People get emotional. And the selling just continues and people get scared. I get it. But these are paper-handed people. Okay. Now, one thing I do want to show you, though, is to me, this is a bear flag. And bear flags, this shows me that it does want to kind of break to the downside. And why is that? Well, I'll flip it upside down. And I do my whole upside down theory, right? And that looks somewhat bullish to me if it was upside down. And so we look at this. We take your measured move of your pole. And that would be my measured move, you know. And you see that we got to support, just push it there a little bit, 55K. So there's your measured move down, $55,000, right? So that's sitting on the table right now. And bear flag, we're high on the stochastic, okay? Good thing is the RSI has reset, remember? So we were high on the RSI, we've reset on the RSI. Could we double top up out of here? Then come down, bounce, right? These are possibilities, so I'm watching it. But I don't touch BTC until I get the oversold 1 hour. So my alert's on the 1 hour down here. And I watch this now, and I keep all eyes on this. Indecisive, I don't trade alts, I don't go crazy right now. I watch the market. Sometimes the best trade is not to trade at all, just to kind of chill. What I would do is buy into things that I've been watching for a long time. Things that I think are viable, right? If you've been looking at a project that you really, really like, you take a little nibble out of it.